Ma Jun is known as one of the most brilliant mechanical engineers and inventors of his day. His most notable invention was that of the Pointing Chariot, a directional compass vehicle which had no magnetic function. There are legends of earlier Pointing Chariots, plus the device was reinvented later many times, but the first reliably documented one was created by Ma Jun of Taipei during the Three Kingdoms. Records from his life exist thanks to his friend Fu Shuan, the historian and Wei politician who often expressed his critical views on both supporters and enemies of Sima Shou. Ma Jun was born in Fufeng Commandery, and he travelled around Henan in his youth, eventually gaining a minor literary degree. Despite becoming an academic, he remained poor, so he sought to gain recognition through his natural genius by creating mechanical contraptions and inventions. He was not the best orator or master of rhetorics, so found trouble conveying his ideas to others with his somewhat introverted personality. Nevertheless, he gained fame for his mechanical genius after he invented an improved silk loom, which earned him a considerable amount of recognition. At the time, various looms had 50 heddles for the thread to pass through and 50 pedals on the floor, some even had up to 60 of each. Ma Jun crafted a loom that had only 12 pedals, which not only made the process faster and more efficient, but also allowed for the weaving of new intricate patterns. He went on to serve in the Wei government, where he constructed a square pallet chain pump at Luoyang, meant for the irrigation of one of Taorui's new gardens, but he was not the first person to invent such a device. He also got into a dispute with Gao Tanglong and Xin Lang over the concept of the Pointing Chariot. They mocked him for believing in historical texts, claiming it had been invented by the Yellow Emperor, something they viewed as non-historical myth. They said there was no such thing and that the story was nonsense, so when Ma Jun answered back, empty words cannot compare to a test which proves practical results, he was instructed to craft such a device. When he completed his fully functional design of the Pointing Chariot in the year 235, he had also created one of the world's first mechanical devices which uses differential gears, the earliest verifiable account of differential gear use to date. His ancient two-wheeled vehicle carried a movable pointer to indicate south no matter how the chariot turned. It was operated by use of differential gears, which applied equal amounts of torque to driving wheels rotating at different speeds. The mechanism had no magnets, so didn't automatically detect which direction was south. The pointer, which usually took the form of a doll or a figure with an outstretched arm, was aimed south by hand at the start of a journey. The vehicle had been reinvented in the later Han period, but was not preserved owing to the confusion and turmoil at the end of the dynasty. When Ma Jun succeeded to construct one in the 230s, it was lost once more during the troubles attending to the establishment of the Jin dynasty. Ma Jun also once invented an intricate, hydraulically powered, mechanically operated puppet theatre. It was similar to the Greek model by Heron of Alexandria, so it was far better than the puppet set discovered in another state's treasury by the founder of the Han dynasty. Once offered to Taorui was a theatre of puppets, which could be set up in various scenes, but they all remained motionless. He asked whether they could be made to move, and Ma Jun said that they could. He asked whether it could be possible to make the whole thing more ingenious, so once more Ma Jun said yes, and accepted the command to do so. He took a large piece of wood, then carved it into the shape of a wheel which rotated in a horizontal position by the power of unseen water. Next, he arranged images of singing girls playing music and dancing. Then when a certain puppet came upon the scene, other wooden men appeared beating drums and blowing upon flutes. He also made a mountain of a short circus acts, with all sorts of wooden carvings portraying confidence and speed as they danced around on bulls, juggled swords, and hung upside down from rope ladders. Government officials could be seen pounding desks in their offices while cockfighting was happening outside, and all was continuously changing and moving ingeniously with 100 variations. Fu Shuan once wrote an essay praising Ma Jun, where he lamented the fact that extraordinary talents of natural genius were often ignored or neglected by those in charge. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.